Hello, everyone. It's been a long time since I made any kind of video. I had a little quiet time over the holidays. So I wanted today to bring you a little story, a little social media lesson I learned from my grandfather. This is my grandmother and grandfather, and they were wonderful people. I love them so much, and I miss them all the time. Um, my grandfather had a great intellectual curiosity, and he was really a hilarious man. And I want to tell you that basically the most important things that I learned about social media came from my grandfather. So, my grandfather was a plumber in Pittsburgh. He never took out an ad in his life, let alone have something like Facebook or the internet. But there were four principles really that drove his business then. And I think they're good lessons for today. The first one is that why did people buy from my grandfather? Why did they choose him back then as his plumber? It was for personal reasons. They knew him. They didn't care about an ad. They didn't care about a press release. They knew him as a man and as someone in his community. Maybe they knew him from church. Maybe they knew him because their kids played Little League together. But there was a personal connection that led to trust. The other thing about my grandfather is if something went wrong, he knew he had to fix it right away because there was this thing called immediacy, right? So if something screwed up, someone would be knocking at the door. They'd be calling him saying, "Oh my gosh, this pipe that you just fixed broke. You need to come fix it." And he had to drop everything, night or day, to go take care of his customers. Why? Because he knew the only thing he had going for him back then was his word of mouth reputation. He couldn't hide behind PR spin. He couldn't hide behind advertising. It was him. He had to take care of his business. He had to take care of his reputation. That's all he had. He couldn't let bad news about his business go throughout the community. And finally, there was a real social aspect to my grandfather. He loved people and he loved what he did. And as he would be on a job, he would chat with people, maybe have a beer with them. And so people just loved my grandfather. He had so many friends all around the city of Pittsburgh where he worked. Now, here's the lesson in all of this. A lot of people come to me and they say, "Oh, social media, it's so complicated. This just changes everything. I don't understand it anymore." And the irony is, it's really changed nothing because we still want to buy from people that we know and trust. There's still a personal aspect to business that we tend to forget. We tend to forget that there's a real live person behind that little picture, that little avatar on social media. We know we have to take care of people right away if there's a problem, or word is going to spread. It's going to tarnish our word of mouth reputation. And too many businesses know that, but they haven't responded. They haven't created the resources, the organization to be able to monitor social media and see what's going on and respond in a very quick and effective way. We still hear so many stories about how people are really jeopardizing their word of mouth reputation because of internet screw ups. And finally, just like my grandfather knew, business is social. Social media is social. You have to show up. You have to engage with people. You have to build an audience of people who become engaged with you. And engagement leads to trust. And trust may even lead to loyalty. So, those are the social media lessons from my grandfather. It's really something I've been thinking about a lot. It's something I've been writing a a lot about. I really believe that it's in our DNA that we want to deal with people, that business is still very personal, it's about relationships, and we tend to forget that when we're working with people on the web. We tend to treat people differently online versus offline, and the most human businesses will win. So I hope you like this insight. Thanks for listening today.